Hi, everyone. Welcome to an episode, our first episode of He Said, She Said. We'll be discussing issues from a female and a male perspective. This week, I think that something that was really interesting in the news was the whole drama with August Alsina and Jada Pinkett, and that led into a discussion about open marriages. And so I thought that would be a really interesting topic to tackle because I know my feelings on it and I know his feelings on it. It's been alleged over the years that Jada Pinkett Smith was having an affair with a younger male singer named August Alsina. I've ignored the story over the years because I really don't care what they do. I never care. So every time I saw these videos, I skipped them. I didn't pay much attention to it until I guess he had an interview recently with Angela Yee from the Breakfast Club on her own personal show, and where he somewhat alluded to the fact that they had a relationship, how he felt about the relationship, how deeply he fell for her, and that he had Will's blessing. It caused me to start looking more into them and looking at pictures, and I'm like, I don't know, they're denying it, but it looks like there may have been some type of relationship. What do you think about that?
Was it a relationship that they established, or were they just messing around? Because I could, if he was like the type of person, or if it was the type of relationship where, okay, it could just be him and he gonna know he gonna be the side dude and y'all can spend some time together, but it ain't gonna be like a relationship.
Well, from what I could see, there were numerous images of he and Jada together. Several of them, she seemed extremely happy to be by his side, or she was leaned in toward him. They went on vacations together. I don't know much about this kid, but I watched most of the interview with he and Angela Yee yesterday, and it seemed like he's a little sensitive and a very tender, gentle type of spirit. To me, he says it was a relationship. I think he attended the premiere of Girls Trip with Jada. There's a picture of them on a red carpet. And remember how in the movie where she was dating a younger guy and they were calling her a pedophile in the movie?
Right,
Do you remember
that? Right.
So I don't. It seems like to me, allegedly a relationship.
Yeah, based off of that, it seemed like it was more than just him being the side dude. Um, but first of all, she old enough to be his mama.
Right.
She like a good 20 years older than this dude.
I think.
You know what I'm saying? It's like, at what point do you say taking advantage of somebody? And then when she threw with him, she could just be like, okay, no.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You know I was married.
I was going to send the interview to you, but I didn't know if you cared to watch it. It seemed like he was not mature enough for that situation. I don't know if for her, if it was just fun, and for him, it seemed like, oh, I love her.
Yeah, that's what I was getting when I saw the video. He was like real emotional, like he could be caught up. You know what I'm saying? And that's when like people start getting their feelings in it. Somebody could end up getting hurt. You know what I'm saying? He might run up on Will. Well, next time he see him or something like that. You know, even though Will give it his blessings, and I think that's where the open relationships. That's one of the negatives about it.
What?
You know, because you can't really control your feelings. Like somebody will say, okay, yeah. I know she married, but as long as I'm getting this, then I'm cool. Then you call her one weekend, and she say, I can't meet you at the designated spot this weekend because me and the hubby doing something. Then the next weekend, she tell you the same thing. Then you start catching feelings. Then you riding past the house or blowing the phone up or sending thousands of texts and stuff like that. So I think you see situations where that could be the downside of an open relationship. You know, somebody can say that they can play their role of being the side dude or side chick, but sooner or later, if y'all continuing to do it, it's you only human. Feelings can come into play, and you could get more attached than you initially thought you was when you first started doing it.
Well, what I thought was interesting is supposedly when they were having marriage issues in the beginning, they sought the advice of Ossie Davis and Ruby Dee, who I always saw as like grandma and grandpa. And I was like, oh, they're so cute. And then to find out that they also had an open marriage. And I was like, really? Because
they're actors.
They're older. They're older people. They're like my grandparents' age. So I saw them as this respectable, like older couple. And not to say that they're not. I just was actually quite shocked to learn that that's how they handled their business. Over your life, you're going to share, whether you know it or not. You're going to share.
Right.
And sometimes you do know, like, and you're fighting with the other chick or the other person. But I don't think I could personally, knowingly share my mate, let alone my husband.
Some people put less value on sex. I know this lady. Well, she's a friend of mine. She's married, and she said she didn't care for her husband went out and had sex on the side or a side chick, but he better not get a bitch no money. You know what I'm saying? She cared. She lived in Atlanta. She Atlanta, the ratio of women to eligible men is low. So it's like a straight guy can have his way in a city like Atlanta.
Right.
So it just depends on what you put your value on, or what's most important to you, I think. In the situation with Will and Jada and Ozzy, what's the name? Ruby Dee and I always get their names wrong. Yeah, Ozzy, yeah. They been in Hollywood.
Yeah.
And they made it to, still be married at that age, because they probably realized that, hey, out in Hollywood, it's Hollyweird.
Right.
You know what it takes to get a role. This Hollywood been like that forever. To make it in Hollywood that long,
right,
somebody had to compromise something about, to be able to make it that long. And and her too, they're both actors. To make it out there, they probably say, listen, and that's probably why Will and Jada went to them. What other couple in Hollywood that made it that long would be able to understand what they're facing? To get these roles, it's more than just your skills. The casting couch, you've been hearing about the casting couch all your life.
Yeah.
If you want a part, you got to come and do this. If your wife come back with the lead role and, in the movie, you don't even want to know how she got it. Going back to the open relationship and certain fields and being out of Hollywood, they probably, it's a known unknown. Like, don't ask and don't tell.
Right.
You got to accept it if you're going to be out there. If you're going to be Hollywood, you got to be Hollywood. And that seems like that's what come with it. You see look at some of those people that's been out there for years. They get divorced like every year and then married again. Yeah. You've been married like 15 times, literally. Like what Liz Taylor. How many times she been married?
I have no
Apparently
clue.
It's hard to keep her relationships because most of them break up probably because of the environment that they're in. Yeah. But for normal Americans, I'll say, or for the majority of Americans, it's just what you put emphasis on in your relationship. Being in a monogamous relationship is, I only can speak for men, but it's like hard. Most men, I don't want to be giving blues my break the guy code, but most men, if they knew that their wife would never ever find out, that there's no way they could get caught, they will have sex with another woman if they're married.
See, women hate to hear that, but I know that it's true. I know it's the truth, but women hate to hear that. We don't want to hear that. We want to hear that you'll be the perfect husband, whatever that is, whether you're with us, around us, or not. I actually went the extra step of looking to see what their net worth was as of last year. Will's was 300-something million, and Jada's was 20 million. Okay, not that that's nothing, but it was nowhere near his. So I'm like, well, shoot, of course she's gonna, stay married and do whatever, because it's not just about that. It's like this wealth that is involved. But I understood. I'm like, okay, you got $300-something million at stake, and on top of that, the fame of being married to Will Smith.
Yeah, it's like they have a good agreement.
Right.
Nobody's really flaunting it. So I guess they probably had that agreement where, okay, just don't do nothing that's going to embarrass both of us.
Right. Right.
And they have kids, and their relationship with their kids is a whole different story. And when you like filming movies, he's probably only seeing her really 3 months out of the year. If you add up the days, probably 90 days total out of 360. Movie promotion, filming, rehearsing scripts, stuff like that. So they're not really together anyway. It's like with athletes, their marriages are cool, but then when they retire and they're at home with their spouse every day now, they're like, I don't even really know or like this person. The divorce rate is real high when athletes retire, because they're at home now. It's like with this COVID-19.
Right.
They say it's divorces, people breaking up left and right now. You're in the house with somebody all day long now.
Chris Rock made an interesting point. He was talking about how people stayed married longer back in the day. And he's like, you get up in the morning, you eat breakfast, kiss them, go to work, and then you work all day. He's like, you don't talk to nobody all day long while you're at work because you don't have no cell phone. He's like, now we got cell phones, so it's like, what you doing? And he's like,
right. Right, like what I'm doing.
And then they get mad, like, why'd you like my post? He's like,
right.
It's like too much contact.
You get home, be like, how was your day? Y'all talk about how the day went for a couple hours.
Right.
Watch the TV, really missed each other.
Right.
You go to bed and do it all over again.
Right.
Relationships got to be hard. It's like a new relationship. You try to keep the intimacy in it.
Yeah.
But it gradually dies down. I mean, it's great if you can keep the same intimacy when you first meet somebody.
Right.
Than you do after years.
Do you think that would be an ideal situation for people to have that type of arrangement in order to reach longevity in a relationship?
Yeah, I think it's but you have to be realistic. If you want nothing but happiness for your spouse, like you love them to death, and you never want to see them doing anything. It's like if they like going fishing and you just don't want them to go fish. Every time they want to go fishing, you have something to do for them to do, so that they're not allowed to go, or get mad when they do go, and it makes them happy. So it's like Will was saying, like if you want that other person to truly be happy, you wouldn't really restrict anything that they wanted to do. If you're going to do it, the quality of life that you have in your home cannot be affected at all by it.
Right.
You're able to actually maintain it without your relationship with your spouse or your girlfriend or boyfriend, that relationship being hindered in any kind of way. Then I don't really think anybody should have to worry. Like, what's the problem with me doing it? You didn't even know what's going on. Even if you allow me to do it or not, if your relationship is not affected by it at all,
now,
what difference does it make? It's like if a tree falls in the forest, does it make a sound? You know what I'm saying? And nobody's there.
Do you think this is something most women, or many women, not most, many women could accept?
Hell no.
Right. Because I don't know now. One of my friends would be like, you know what, honey, go ahead. Now, I don't know what my friends do I have friends who are married and friends who are not married. I honestly don't know every aspect of their marriages. I'm guessing that my married friends would not permit their husbands to do that, but I don't know.
The thing is, though, permit or not.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Oh, I can't go fuck another chick. Oh, man. I guess I won't do that. Your permission is not really what the person would be seeking.
But what would be some reasons that a man, say if you got the chick of your dreams, okay? It's the baddest chick, nice body, good job, does everything right. What would be a reason that a man would be like, I want something else? Is it just boredom?
Hey, women are the most beautiful thing on the planet. It's been designed that way just for sex or for procreation. You know,
Okay.
women are supposed to be beautiful, and men are attracted to women.
Okay.
So it's like when you're in a relationship, you see other women. I mean, you don't act on it most of the time because you respect your relationship. It doesn't matter what your girlfriend or wife looks like. It doesn't matter what she do. And most of the time when a guy is, I say, cheating, she could like not even look like better than your girlfriend. You know what I'm saying? Or wife.
Well, what is that? What is it about? Is it like an energy?
It's just like you just sometimes you just be wanting something new, something different, something that you know, it's like it's just something new.
Okay.
You know, and that's the feeling that men get. You just want something. We say you trying to hit something strange, bending over a chick outside or something like that. They're like, you can do that with your wife. You're like, oh, that's nasty. You know what I'm saying? I would do that with her. She's a lady. Just that the variety, man.
Women really don't want to hear that.
Right. But it's
They
like
really don't want to hear
it's like
that.
the truth. Women, it's nothing to do with you. It's nothing against you, and it's nothing that you can do. Like you don't really have to stress about it. You don't have to say, "Oh, I got to get me some implants," or because he liked chicks with big butts. You can have a big butt. You can have big breasts, fake lip, whatever. You can be beautiful. It has nothing to do with any of that. It's nothing against you.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like you see a lot of women that don't get implants because they think because their boyfriend cheated on them with a chick that had a big butt and they did. So now they're going to get it. That's not really why he did. You know what I'm saying? It don't really have nothing to do with that. It's just that men, you know, it's a challenge.
I could believe it because
yeah.
If Beyonce and Halle Berry could get cheated on.
Right. It's like exactly. You know, sex. It's not like you're out trying to leave your wife. You don't never plan on doing that. It's just sex. I still love you, and I don't want you doing it though. But one of my friends, he's been married for it'll be 20 years next month, and they had some, you know, ups and downs in their relationship, but they're still together. I'm thinking that after 20 years, Will and Jade are like, listen, I barely see you. You on this coast, I'm on this coast. Do whatever you want to do. We're still married. I love you. I'll die for you. And just do you, whatever makes you happy. And that's pretty much what the point I got was. It wasn't about, okay, go ahead out there and try to get as much chick as you want. That's not really what he said. He said he don't want to infringe on her happiness. So that's love.
But what do you think about the fact that he's now like being so vocal about this? Like, don't you think that's kind of like
he catching feelings, man? He dude is in his 20s, man.
He was 21. He met her. Right. He met her through her son when he was 21, and now he's 27.
Now I like a young chick just as much as the next man, but 20 years is kind of too much, man. That's like a little. She older, way older, and then you get to thinking about how much manipulation.
Look at her. This is at the
They look like a couple.
Right. That's at the
couple.
At the premiere of Girls Trip, I think. If it's not,
and that's what I'm saying, man. Where did they go together or something?
I think so. Yeah.
See, that's what I'm saying. It's like her and Will had that. We don't really know the details of their relationship now. Right. You know what I'm saying? Because this is like openly. This looks like she's in a relationship with him.
Right.
You know, so it's like we can have all these opinions on we don't really know what's going on.
Right. True.
Yeah, that's something that that they must have an agreement with. He really don't care about her happiness.
Right.
Now I can see it's one thing to yeah, you're gonna be seeing this little dude, but to be all hugged up and y'all taking pictures and everything like that, and I'm just like happen to be scrolling through my timeline to see that. Like, nah.
I was like,
I gotta have to really don't care about this relationship no more. Like, that's literally, you can do whatever you want to do. You know, they look like they coupled up.
Yeah, and on more than just one occasion too.
Right. So I can see why.
I guess she's cut him off now.
Oh,
that's my understanding, because some of the stuff he said in the interview. And so then I immediately went to listen to his album.
His new one is probably all about her.
Right. I know she at home like.
Right. Yeah, but it's like that age, man. You got to think this dude 21 when they met?
Yep.
That's man. And she was in her 40s.
She would have been like, what, 42?
I think when he was 15, she was still almost 40. You know, that's manipulation, man. It's like she probably could get that dude to do whatever. You don't know when you're going to catch feelings or not. You know, if you're human, you could be the ice coldest person on the earth. But
right.
Unless you're a pimp or something, you're going to end up catching some feelings.
Do you think you've dated someone that would be open to having an open situation? And would that be something you would be looking for in your future?
No, I would be looking for it. I think it like, ideally, you would want somebody to be open with it, but I haven't met anybody that would be open to it.
Right.
You know, because I've like ran by having a like inviting somebody into the relationship, and after my 47 years on the earth, I've never met one that was willing to do it. Like, I haven't met anybody or been in a relationship with anybody that's been saying that I think I would even be able to run to them like, listen, you know, I love you, but we should have an open relationship.
I don't know if it has to do with conditioning, because the ladies that used to braid my hair in Ohio, her husband had 3 wives. And so the other ladies that were sitting there was like, 3 wives? Your husband got 3 wives? Girl, you good. I could never. My man could never have no 3 wives. And then she was like, okay, my husband, he got 3 wives. Your husband, he got one wife and 2 girlfriends. And they started laughing.
Exactly. You don't set out to say, oh yeah, next week I'm going to cheat, or
right,
I'm gonna go hit this other chick. That's not really like how it works. It's just like something that might just happen. You know, it'd be great if you had that relationship, or that strong of a relationship where you could actually bring that up to your partner, your girlfriend or your boyfriend, husband or wife, and have that honest conversation and say that this is what we should do without somebody catching feelings, or just talk about it. You know, I was having this conversation with a friend of mine. You know, she lives in Atlanta. She's single. She's not married. And she was saying these men out here are nothing, and they want to have 2 or 3 girlfriends, and you're never gonna get a man if you're thinking like all men are dogs and they cheat. And
right.
Now, it's a difference between hounds that's every day they go out of the house. That's what they're doing.
Right.
You know,
okay.
That's a different. I'm not talking about that guy. You know, there's certain guys that shouldn't be in relationships. Like, dudes, you know, you wanna have pretty much 10 girlfriends. You know what I'm saying? You got your rotation. I ain't talking about that guy. That's the guy that shouldn't be in a relationship. He's just fooling himself.
Yeah.
Or it might be that it's cheaper to keep her because they got kids and they're splitting the mortgage or the rent or whatever it is. For the most part, the average guy that's just in a relationship, you be tested. Man, when you're single and you go out to a club, chicks be looking at you like you got a damn dead fish in your pocket. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's hard as hell to, you got to like actually pursue women and try to go and talk to them. But when you go into a club with a woman, every woman in there is looking at you trying to catch your eye.
That's funny, because I've been out with you a couple of times, and I don't know if people thought I was with you. Do you remember that time we were in Miami, and it was a Spanish chick, and she was like dancing and gyrating? I was like, like
see,
hard.
Right, that don't happen when you go by yourself.
I was so irritated. Thing. Oh, that's so disrespectful. I ain't even with him, but she thinks I'm with him.
That's how it is, man. I don't know. I guess they'd be like, okay, she like him for some reason. I got to go get it.
Right?
You know, that's a question I need to ask y'all. Like, why y'all do that?
When I was younger, I realized that I was beefing with this chick, a couple of chicks over this dude. And then I realized as soon as nobody wanted him, I didn't want him either. So it's like...
That's crazy. You know, when you're in a relationship, you get all the attention. When you're single, you don't get that much attention. It's like, a vibe or something that you give off.
You know how when somebody's too available, you be like, hey, like. But when you're not available, they're more desirable.
Right.
But it's hard. I guess if you like somebody, it's hard. I have never been about games.
Yeah, I was just about to say the same thing. It's game. Some people don't have no game and don't even know it. It's like they just being their authentic self.
Right.
You know, it's the world we come to know. It's like game. Like not responding to somebody text immediately. And I'm like, you had your hand, your phone in your damn hand all day long. I know you got your text messages.
Look, I'm gonna make him wait for 3 hours.
Right. We responded to something. I'm like, I done forgot what the hell I had to text you.
So we as women should just rethink our idea of a relationship, or just not concern ourselves so much. Because personally, me, I feel like at this age, if I'm going to be with a person that I can't trust, then there's no point in me being with them. I'm not at this age going through that. And I did a couple of years ago, and I don't know why I did. It was so stupid. At this age, if I gotta go be stressed about who he's with or seeing, I mean, I would hope you would be like responsible, whatever you're doing, and I just can't stress over it. Erykah Badu said it really good on, I think she was on a Breakfast Club one time. She said infidelity is not a deal breaker for her. And the older I get, I realize that it's hard for men. It's hard for women too sometimes. It's not exclusive to men. I don't know. I don't know what would happen if I were to get in a relationship, if I would be open open to that. I think it would be very hard. I think I would just be the type to think like, whatever you do, I better not find out about it.
Right. Because it's like, you know, it depends on the person. Like having sex with somebody outside of the relationship is not the worst thing that can happen. You know, the worst thing that can happen to some people is you done gambled off the damn rent money.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Or the mortgage.
Right.
That's a deal breaker for them. You know what I'm saying? So it just depends on, it's like sex is something natural. So it's like it comes from, you had the urge to do it. So it's like having that as a deal breaker, some people don't really put that much emphasis on it. But like I said, as long as it doesn't affect the relationship.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? As long as it's like not getting messy, where you making babies or you planning on leaving. That's what a lot of I think that's what a lot of people have the issue with it. They think you're looking for somebody to replace them.
Right.
And if you find out, then I mean somebody broke the rules. Like, don't ever let me find out. You know, I can't get neglected in any kind of way.
Do you think it's possible for a person to do something like that and it go unnoticed?
Well, yeah.
Because women are clever. I think women are more clever than, I'm sorry, but I think women are more clever than men.
Yeah, definitely. We're primitive to that. I mean, in those regards.
So I think women can pick up on like, something, like we notice little things.
Right. It's the same, like, even to this example. If a fine woman walking your way and you're with your wife, you know, we got a way of like doing like that. Right. Like we ain't got no damn sense. But women, y'all see a damn man, y'all been seeing it before we even see him. So by the time you get there, you looking over this way, we thinking you ain't even seen it.
You think it's possible for a man to do that and a woman not notice?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think it's possible. Say I'm going somewhere with my boys or something, anywhere. You know, it can definitely, you got plenty of times where it can happen.
Okay.
You know, plenty of clowns, plenty of places.
Man, he's telling all y'all secrets.
No, it's just like Chris Rock said. When he said, a girl don't give y'all a secret, a way to stop your husband from cheating. And he was like, you ready? He like, be there. That's the only way you can stop it. If you go to the store, you better be right there with it. You go to the mall, the football game, you got to be with it. That's the only way you can stop it. Women too. You know, y'all had them girls trips or saying y'all going to painting and wine. What was that shit?
I want a painting with a twist.
Right, exactly. That's what it's called. It's a will, it's a way.
Okay.
I just like to end it by saying that having an outside or extramarital affairs is not a deal breaker. You know, it shouldn't be anything. As long as your current relationship is not affected in any kind of way, you know, it's one of those things, don't ask, don't tell. And if you find out, just being able to be real. You know, it's like, it's real. It's monogamy is hard.
I feel like if you're in a relationship and you can't trust the person, then you probably shouldn't be in a relationship with them anyway. And if you can trust the person, then you probably shouldn't worry all the time about what they're doing.
Right.
Thank you, everyone, for joining us.
All right. Peace.